Hmm. So what's love got to do with it? That's our topic tonight. And I want you to think about divine love at first, just like regular love. Look at regular human love, all the different kinds there are, etc., and just become aware of how you interact with human love. Some people don't let themselves be loved by others. Some allow it, but don't let it in. Some people readily love others, they love everyone freely. And then other people are much more cautious and they don't give it away so quickly. So the same is true with divine love. And the whole thing with tonight, in working with divine love, is that we want to allow divine love in regardless of how we feel about human love. Divine love is a different animal. It's a special set of frequencies. It's a unique energy pattern. And it's amazing and it's wonderful. And it heals absolutely everything. You may have heard of a pretty amazing guy. Some people refer to him as Master Jesus. Well, he was the living embodiment of divine love. And all you had to do was accept him, and you were healed. And therefore, he was able to perform all kinds of wonderful miracles by using this divine love. This blend of different frequencies, this unique energy form with a specific bandwidth, and eventually science will experiment with it and learn more about it. That's not for this topic tonight. What we're going to do here now is just work with it. As one teacher of mine a long, long time ago said, you don't have to know how a car works in order to drive it. And so it is with divine love. So I don't often talk a lot in these energy sessions, as you know. So let's just close our eyes. And if you've worked with me before, you can go ahead and do the 3-breath technique and connect your chakras, clear your energy space, put up the golden shield, that golden layer on the outside of your crystalline structure, while I talk about all that with everyone else. You are consciousness, pure spirit, innocent spirit. You've agreed to take on certain limitations because in the oneness, there's no growth, there's no change. So you take on limitations so that you can come here and grow and change and bring that change back into the oneness. Kind of a neat process. Well, to be here, you have a system of bodies. And we can talk about them as in terms of projections from another plane of existence and all this stuff. But basically what it is you're living in a cup. If the cup breaks, you're still the same stuff that was inside the cup. And our cup is a crystalline structure. The Christ body, the Buddha body, is a dodecahedron, a 12-sided, and in this case of the body system, it's a 12-dimensional body. The light body you may have heard of, that's in 20 dimensions. and it shows up as an icosahedron. All these layers of shapes and sacred geometries, and that's another topic for another day, another time. But there you are, this consciousness living inside that crystalline structure. And what we want to do is we want to purify the crystalline structure to allow a greater bandwidth of frequencies to be able to come through. So we can talk about that in terms of how it manifests in this plane, in terms of healing, in terms of growth, in terms of a maturation process of the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, etc. We can put onto that any belief system we want from any culture, just coloring it differently. Everyone perceives differently. So go ahead, close your eyes. Perhaps you're already feeling some of this energy that's being sent through me to you right now. Just close your eyes and choose to be in the center of the core being. You, your consciousness, your subconscious, your unconscious, your superconscious, which is your higher self, which is your soul, same thing, and your conscious awareness. All of you. The totality of your consciousness. And bring that into the center of the core of being. Activate the base chakra. The base chakra is the one below the feet, not the one on the bottom of each foot. Just have the thought to activate it. It does it. So now choose to be in the I Am presence. Choose to be at the throne of God, all the way up at the top of the Antakarana. But don't think in terms of going there. Just think in terms of just being there. It's quicker. And now let's take 3 deep, relaxed breaths. Relaxed is more important than deep in this process. And if you can do it through your nose, that's also a plus. And when you're done with those 3 breaths, just be back in the center of the core being. When we connect chakras, we just tell them to do it and it does it. But in case you see anything or sense anything, I'll explain a little bit. When chakras connect, it's sort of like the longitudinal lines on a globe, like the segments of an orange. So if you sense that at all, that's what that is. Pure, plain, and simple. And the higher up in this chakra system you connect to, the different kinds of things you're able to do with greater ease and have better effectiveness. It's not about power. It's not about what's more powerful. It's about what's effective for what you're trying to accomplish. So if we're working on things in the physical body and in the emotional body, well, we can go up to around 18 is pretty good, 12, 18, somewhere around in there. For tonight, we're going to be working with the mental body and the causal body. So I'd like everybody to connect up to 24. So how do we do that? Just have the thought to connect the base chakra to the root chakra, and the base chakra to the second chakra, and the base chakra to all the chakras up to 24. and the root chakra, the life plan chakra, into that second chakra, the balance chakra, and then the root chakra into the power chakra, the third chakra, and the root chakra to all the chakras up to 24. And then that second chakra to the third, and the second to the fourth, and the second to all the chakras up to 24. It happens faster than I can possibly say it. 3 to 4, and 3 to 5, and 3 to everything up to 24. 4 to 5, 4 to 6, 4 to everything up to 24. 5 to 6, 5 to 7, 5 to everything up to 24. 6 to 7, 6 to 8, 6 to everything up to 24. And then 7, the crown chakra, is perfect. It's always perfect. So from 7 to 24, we can do all the inter-chakra connections all at once. And when we do that, sometimes you can feel energy coming down. It's like it was stuck and it couldn't come down, and now it's free to flow. And that's what we want, energy to flow. Good. Ah, good. So our crystalline structure is just that. It's a crystalline structure. There's color to it, there's angles to it, there's layers to it. There's little inclusions that don't need to be there. Right? All kinds of stuff. There's constrictions and obstructions. Different little structures that don't need to be there. All this stuff. And it happens. And that's okay. It's just part of the process. But tonight what we want to do is we want to gracefully remove everything that precludes us from allowing divine love in completely and fully. And the reason why we want to do this is because divine love, well, it really does heal everything. And I hope you really do enjoy these alchemy sessions that we do, these energetic sessions for shift and change. So one energy pattern that I like to work with is called the violet flame. I didn't make it up. I'm not the way shower. That was Saint Germain a long time ago. But what the violet flame does is it transmutes things, makes it so it's easier to remove it. Well, when we do that, it leaves like a little hole. You become Swiss cheese. So the next random energy pattern that comes along from the universe is going to fill in that hole. It's just the way it works. So rather than work with the violet flame, I work with the violet flame in conjunction with the sacred fire. And this misty white light that's described in just about every culture, that's a good one. And we'll choose that to fill in those holes. Great. But before we do that, if you opened your eyes, close them again, and choose to be in the center of the core being, and let's call forth divine peace. Do it yourself. Just ask for divine peace and breathe it in through your nose and fill the center of the core being and fill it up with this divine peace. You may find that it feels even more calm, even more peaceful than it did before. And I want you to activate Energize, intensify, and anchor this energy on your node. Remember, in the center of the core being, that's where your node is on the grid of humanity, on the grid of the planet, and a bunch of other grid systems. It's the same node. So now just allow this divine peace to radiate out. Allow it to radiate out and completely fill your body system. If you're in the United States, your body system is about 55 feet in diameter. So basically 27.5 feet in any direction. Although it's not really a sphere, it's more egg-shaped. We don't have to get into the details. Just allow that to completely fill your body system. And if you're not in the United States, well, your body system is 16.7 meters in diameter. Same thing, I just thought it'd be funny. And just allow this divine peace to radiate out and completely fill your entire body system. Different ways of looking at the body system divided up into different numbers of bodies, layers, sublayers, and all that. The system I work with is the whole thing, but we just divide it up into the electromagnetic body, which is where the chakras, marma points, nadis, meridians, the physical body, the emotional body, and in the emotional body is where the personality layers are. And we have the mental body, and the causal body, and the astral body, and the etheric body, and the Christ body, and the light body, and the radiant body, and the ascension body. And when we're all just starting out learning all this stuff, to break it down any further is just too many details for the way I like to learn. Good. Feel that divine peace. Good, good, good. So now I'd like you to place the metal gold on the outside of your energy field, the outside of your crystalline structure. And while you're doing that, I want to remind you of Dr. Emoto's work, where he showed the crystalline structure of water, yucky, nasty water, and how the crystal worked. And then when they took that yucky, nasty water and they just didn't do anything to it physically, but what they did was they just talked to it. They radiated love to it. They radiated positive things to it. The structure changed. Check out that work. And the part that I want you to remember is that your physical body, is 80% water. So what are you telling yourself? What are you creating in your crystalline structure? With every thought, with everything that you do, everything you say, the way in which you treat other people, the way in which you treat yourself. Just something to think about. Good, good, good. So now please accept the violet flame and the sacred fire. And just breathe it in. You can call it forth yourself if you want, or you can just accept what I'm impregnating into these recordings. Accept it in. And we're going to give it the task of transmuting and replacing everything that precludes you from allowing divine love in completely and fully, regardless of why you stopped allowing it in. It just doesn't matter. That's a different kind of healing modality. We're working with the pure structure. And allow this violet flame and sacred fire to go through. Become aware of it in your electromagnetic body. Let's focus on all of the chakras. And you can feel that energy go through the chakras, perhaps. We've already connected them. But now let's specifically direct this Shakti into the minor chakras, the 108 minor chakras on the scalp, the minor chakras on the shoulders, elbows, wrists, palms, hips, knees, ankles, arches, all the marma points, all the nadis, all the meridians, not just the 72 major ones. And allow all your subatomic particles, as they shift between energy and mass, back and forth and back and forth, let them come into contact with these vibrations. And through sympathetic vibrations, simple physics 101, they'll pick up this energy while they're in their energetic form from your electromagnetic body. And then when they rematerialize as mass in the physical body, they'll carry these vibrations inward in that way. And it takes about 4 seconds. And then your whole entire body, physical body, is just buzzing with this energy. And you might feel areas in your body that are feeling more stressed. Well, that's probably the areas that are constricted. And we'll allow them to loosen up. We'll allow that constriction to be set aside for a while. And then you can choose to allow it to come back or not. But now we're going to continue expanding this energy into the emotional body, all the layers, sub-layers, personality layers. Good. And into the mental body. And into the causal body. And into the astral body. Good. And now into the etheric body. And into the Christ body or Buddhic body. Whatever name you want to give it. And then into the light body. And the radiant body. The ascension body. Good. That's a start. Good. So now I'm being given more Shakti, more divine energy. Give me a moment. And I'm radiating it out to you now. Go ahead. Breathe this in and allow it. Fill up the center of the core being, activate, energize, intensify, anchor it, and just allow it to completely fill your entire body system. And make your consciousness very, very small in the center of the core being. Right there on that node. Because there's going to be a few waves of energy to gracefully shift and change your crystalline body structure, to help heal it, to help you allow more divine love through your system. Good, good, good. And here comes the second wave of energy. All you do is just breathe it in, allow it to do what it knows what it needs to do. And here's this third layer of Shakti, of divine energies to help with this task. Please accept them as well. So give me a moment to acclimate myself for this next step. Because what we're going to do is we're going to start divine love out as a very, very fine trickle, so that you may not even notice it at first. And here it comes. Just allow this divine love, beautiful, sweet divine love, to enter and permeate your entire body system, the crystalline structure, and your consciousness. Your immortal part. And we're just allowing the divine love to build gracefully, softly, gently. Effectively. Some of you might be feeling tightness in your heart chakra area. Just allow that to loosen up. And others of you will start feeling your heart chakra area start to expand. If you bring your conscious awareness into the center of the core being, you won't interfere with the process. You'll be in direct connection with Source. The only thing filtering will be your soul. And you'll be able to feel the energetic expansion in that heart chakra area. Good. Hmm. Good. So while this process is going on, while this divine love is healing you, various aspects of you, memories and thoughts of different things from your life or past lives might come up. Just remember the violet flame and the sacred fire, and focus the violet flame and sacred fire to have those memories transmuted, released, and replaced. It's not the memory that gets replaced. It's the emotional linkage, the emotional attachment to the memory that gets released. It's that attachment that holds us back and keeps us from ever expanding. It's those emotional attachments that make us feel as though we're stuck. So let's work with this. As things come up, if they come up, when they come up, just consciously send, ask, radiate, whatever verb you want to use, the violet flame and the sacred fire to transmute and replace those issues. Good. Very good. Allow this process to continue. And if you choose, we can make alterations to the crystalline structure right now. If you choose it and you allow it to shift, to change, to heal the crystalline structure, to always allow divine love in. And if this is something that you want, we're going to start that process in just a moment. So think about that. Divine love heals everything. Absolutely everything. Good. So if you choose to shift your crystalline structure to allow divine love, then please just be in the center of the core being, activate the base chakra, and have the thought, I choose to heal my crystalline structure to always allow divine love in and through my body system. I choose to allow my body system, my crystalline structure, to heal so that it will always allow divine love to come in and to permeate me in all ways. I choose to heal my crystalline structure to always allow divine love. I now just choose to allow this process to continue working until it's complete. Good. Very good. So now let's learn how to work with this divine love a little bit. Same way we work with the other Shaktis, really. Just ask for divine love. Do it now. Go ahead and breathe it in and fill the center of the core being with divine love. Activate, energize, intensify, anchor that divine love on your node. And now choose something in yourself that you'd like to heal. Maybe you have sore joints. So if you have sore joints, you could choose to send the divine love into your joints, but that may or may not heal the situation. What we'll do is we'll ask that the divine love heal the cause and symptoms of whatever situation it is that you're wanting healing, whatever you want to shift and change, whatever you want to make better. And we may not know where the cause is, right? For a while we thought that the cause of ulcers was an emotional thing, a stress-based thing. Then we thought that no, ulcers in the stomach were due to some kind of a bacteria that goes in there. Or maybe the bacteria just becomes opportunistic when the emotions are in a certain state. Who knows? We don't have to know. We don't have to understand all of that. We just tell the energy, tell the Shakti, tell the divine love to heal it on all levels. The cause and the symptoms. And go ahead, you can do that now. Choose something in yourself that you'd like to change. And some of you are feeling divine love going through you stronger and stronger with each breath, very noticeably now. As our body system becomes acclimated to the frequency patterns of divine love. So go ahead. Breathe it in, activate, energize, intensify, anchor, and radiate this divine love to whatever situation in your system you're trying to shift, whatever you're trying to affect. Maybe you have chronic headaches. Maybe you're prone to bronchitis every year. Maybe you keep going around and around with the same patterns and the same kind of partners and the same kind of nonsense. And you just want to shift that, change that. Maybe there's things within you that are preventing you from becoming successful in business. So target that. Divine love heals everything. It doesn't have to be just something physical. Maybe you have trouble with your thyroid. Maybe you're having trouble conceiving. Just allow it. And as long as you allow and accept divine love in your system, it'll work. I'm not a doctor. I don't treat diseases. What we do here is energetically create the propensity for these energies to heal you. And I would rather you learn how to do it for yourself than end up in the Reader of the Week Club, where you go from one healer to the next reader to the next healer, on and on and on. No. Let's take responsibility for this ourselves. Great. Very, very good. So now let's allow this divine love to radiate out completely through our electromagnetic body, our physical body, emotional, mental, etc., all the way out to the ascension body, and fill it completely with divine love. Good. And in the presence of this divine love in the center of the core being, ask your guides, your teachers, your inner angels, your spirit guides, whatever you call it, for guidance. Ask for something that you need to know right now. Maybe allowing this divine love helped you receive clearer guidance. Because what good is guidance if you can't receive it? Maybe you just get an idea in your head. Maybe you see a picture. Maybe you hear words. But don't try to hear. Don't try to listen. Don't try to see. It's not a trying. Just relax and just be and allow it to come to you. So for those of you who would like divine love to be more ever present in your body system, working with you on a continual basis, we all have within ourselves this energetic gyroscope. It's based in sacred geometry. I don't have to get into the details. But this sacred geometry spins and it rotates in a very complex way on 3 axes at 3 different rates of speed through 12 dimensions. Oh, too complex to understand. But what we can do is we can place divine love on this gyroscope so that whenever you do something that pulls you away from being in divine love, the gyroscope will help to pull you back to center, just like playing with a gyroscope when you were a kid. And if you want that, please close your eyes right now. Be in the center of the core being. Activate the base chakra and ask that divine love be placed on your gyroscope, on your Merkaba. to help hold you in all of your ways, all of your thoughts, all of your actions, all of your deeds, all of your words, everything in divine love. And I'm going to assist those of you who are choosing this. And we are activating divine love to work within your system on your own internal gyroscope. Good. Now in the center of the core being, please repeat after me. I command that all of my bodies immediately balance, align, center, and ground. Shakti, divine energy, is feminine in nature, and sometimes when we work with it, it creates the divine masculine in overabundance. And this particular energy session is one of those. So I'll ask you now in the center of the core being to ask for the Shakti of the divine feminine, or just ask for the divine feminine, and breathe it in, breathe it in, breathe it in, breathe it in. Activate, energize, intensify, and anchor, and allow that divine feminine to radiate out through your entire body system and bring you back into balance in that way. I truly hope you've had a wonderful experience in working with divine love. It has been such a pleasure bringing it to you. I really hope you experience this Shakti fully as the wondrous gift that it truly is. Thank you so much. Thank you so very, very much for participating and allowing the Shakti in. If you weren't sure whether you wanted to shift your crystalline structure to always allow divine love in, well, go through this session again. If you change your mind about having it be on your internal gyroscope, to take it off, just have the thought that you want it off. To place it on, it's just that simple. But you might want to go through this session again anyway. Makes it a little easier than trying to do it by yourself. So thank you again so much. Thanks so much for being part of this whole process. God bless.